Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Millie at Learning to Live Life on a Budget. How is everyone doing? Today is not my day. I really want to get this filming done because I just want April finished. So this video is my April week 5 check-in and also an overview of April's whole month. Yeah, it is the beginning of May, but I ran April as a 5-week month, so that it ran into the beginning of May, just because I run my budgets Friday to Friday, and the 1st of May was Sunday, I think. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just excited. This month has been a strange month. You know, a couple of months ago, I was looking at having hardly no income and really struggling, and then all of a sudden, at the end of March, beginning of April, I received income that I didn't think I would get in benefits, and I also received large amounts of back pay. So going through this video, if my budget seems really out of whack, then that is why. So shall we get started? Just going to move these out of the way. I've tried to move my the arm on my camera, and that my camera's in, and it's a bit wobbly, so I just apologise if there's a lot of wobbles and stuff, but I'm hoping that I've got a good view. So this is the last week that we're checking in. As I said, my budget starts on Friday, and let's get this party started. Find my pen. So Friday was another no spend day, which was fantastic. Always fantastic to have a no spend day. If you're new here, my no spend days mean that nothing leaves my account. Yeah. Card or cash, and that includes bills, just because it's just easier that way. It's just the way my head works. Lots of people do it differently, and for me that's just what works best. On the Saturday, I received a refund from Shein from an order I did ages ago, a couple of months back. I ordered it over a month ago. It took ages to come. I got held up at customs, and then obviously sending it back, they had to wait to receive it and check the goods, and that was £10.69 back into my account. I also Saturday went and spent sinking funds. If you've watched previous videos, I'd fully stuffed my birthday's envelope for the next few months, and I said I didn't want to go and spend it, and I also put money into sinking funds because my daughter needed new school shoes and things like that. So we went and spent that, but I haven't worked out a way this month to track sinking fund spendings, just what I put into sinking funds. I'm really conscious that it's really wobbly. I hope not. Anyway, but also along with that came some other spending. So I spent £13.93 on food shopping. That is literally just for food. I did a big 2-week food shop the week before, didn't I? So this was just a top up. Then I spent £2 on household items. I can't even remember what I bought now that was for the house, but I did buy something. What else did I do? I spent £15.87 on spending. I hadn't been to like B&M's in months and things like that, so I only spent, I think, £3 something in B&M, so I was really proud of myself. Most of that was actually a meal deal for me and my daughter, which Tesco's is what is it, £3 each or something like that, with a club card. Anyway, so I spent that, and then we spent £2.10 on the bus home. This is a really bad angle. I'm just gonna fold it over, so hopefully, because it's not in a straight line at all. So please bear with. And then we was really naughty. I said no takeaways this week, but we spent £17.91 on, guess what? takeaway. I don't have a car. I live in a city, but places like B&M's, there's like no buses or anything to it, so it's like a mile and a half walk easily. We walked, let's just say I hit my 10,000 steps all in shopping or being out, so we did a lot on there. So well earned, I want to say. I'm really sorry if this is really shaky. Right, the 1st of May was a Sunday. It was a no spend day. I've knocked it. I'm really sorry. This is so shaky. I hope none of you get motion sickness. I moved it because my cat came and I'd left it in a position that was kind of like safe for the cats and everything else, but my cat decided to do a bit of a bomber man. He's not very well, bless him. He's older, and he just knocked, well, I was literally just about to film and everything was up here ready, and he knocked my coffee over everything, and then in the haste to run away because there was coffee going everywhere, he just knocked the whole arm off. I haven't seemed to be able to get it right. So Monday is a no spend day as well, so that's really good. I've already locked in 3 for this week. You can't see that. And then I've done this one. No, Monday was and then I was looking at the wrong day. Then on the Tuesday I had £13.37 in bills. Let's just write bills, it looks neater. And then I also went out this day. I put £135 back into my bank from my rollover sinking fund. So although it was still mine and I still had it, I kind of taken it out of this month's budget and it was for next month's budget. But I've done an online food shop for the beginning of May, which will come out of May's budget, obviously. So silly. I'm lost for words today. So yeah, I needed to put it back in for that. Then I spent £12.25 on food again. Let's just do it like this. £12.25 on food. Some of this is for like next week's budget. So it's an overspend this week, but it's for next week's food shopping. Because I couldn't get like mince online from Tesco. Which was just really weird, and I went into Tesco's in town and they had a big pack of mints, and I got a few other bits that I couldn't get. I spent £5. It was a payday spending, but it just came out a bit later. It was PayPal, and that doesn't always take straight away, and it's a gift for my daughter, so if you're watching this, my child, it's not arrived yet, don't tell me off, you'll love it. I spent £28.25 spending wise. I can't even remember what I bought now. What did I spend it on? Let's have a quick look. What did I spend on? I think I've put in the wrong thing. Hang on, oh my god. Oh yes, it's just rubbish really, and it didn't really need to be spent, and I was like, no, and then caved and bought bits online. Should have got the camera arm that's in my basket. I think mine's too short, and that's why I have issues. And I also spent £2.30 on the bus. Yeah, and then yesterday I spent £6.28 lunch with my friends. So that's where the new social envelope is going to come in handy because it's gone into spending. I remember what this was now, like bits for my daughter's school and stuff like that. Because we'd already taken out the school envelope because she needed like bits for her art project and new school shoes and stuff out of sinking funds. So I just whacked it as a spending thing because I had the money in cash envelopes. So yeah, and then that yesterday was lunch with friends. I was having quite an anxious day, and so this sort of like was like, oh, let's have lunch and stuff, which was really lovely. And then today, to finish the budget, is a no spend day. But I have one thing to add on today. I'm still counting it as a no spend day, but I need to add in 51p because when I went through my purse, I had an extra 51p than I had in my spending tracker. And the only thing I can think of is when me and my daughter got the bus on Saturday, the bus driver, I was going to use a £5 note out of my travel envelope because then I've got the change back from it in travel. But he sort of said, oh, do you have any smaller change than that? And I was like, yeah, no problem. Because I spent £2.10 and he just started and he didn't have the money. And when I got the right amount, I was getting the right change out for him, like counting it as I was doing it. And he kind of went, oh, that's okay. And I know he took a pound coin, but there is no way that I paid the full £2.10. And I think that's what that 51p is. But because it wasn't in my spending thing, I didn't want it to throw out my numbers when I did my weekly budget actual numbers. So that is April. My goals for April was 10 no spend days, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. I beat it by 5 days. I'm really tough with that. That means it's a 30-day month. So half of the days of this month, I spent no money at all, which is really not like me at all. Like even if I just spend £1 this day, £1 the next day. And it's been a really like strange month income wise for me, which we'll go into in a minute. But first we will check out this week's spending. I have done all the figures already for everything in my next couple of videos because, like I said, this month has been a really weird one. I've had money kind of coming in from different places and benefits and stuff like that. And it's the first month like it. And it's also my first month using this book. So I just kind of felt that it might be better. I'm not good. I can do maths. I can do sums, but I'm very scatty and I miss stuff. And in my monthly totals and things, I recounted like sinking funds 3 times, and on the 4th time, because my numbers were really out, and on the 4th time I found that actually I'd missed something like the first 3 times before. So rather than put you guys through that pain, I've just done all the numbers for it really. So this is for week 5. I've listed my refund and extra income here, but I ended up with an income of £248. TV license came out, so that was on budget for the spending there, and then I rolled it over. I've not even filled in all the gaps. Food was originally £30, but I changed to a 2-week food shop, so it should have been 15. So it was over budget there, under budget in household. Travel, I was under on both the old and the new budget. Spending, I was quite far over, which is a bit of a shame, but I think that's just the way the cookie crumbles really. This is a area that I'm going to start putting a lot of focus into. I want to see what my spending is going on. It is a bit like a miscellaneous envelope, but is it meaning that something's lacking somewhere else in my budget? Nothing on fun, naughty eating out. I did have a budget of £30 for eating out, but we had Domino's last week, so I said I'd put that money in the bank and then we wouldn't get a takeaway this week. And then I put the money in the bank and had a takeaway with it. £15 was payday spending. Did I? Oh, I can't even remember what I've just done on the other one, so if I've missed something out on my tracking, please let me know. Fuel was budgeted 5, but I put it in last week when I had the cash because it just made sense. I don't know why I'd rolled it over to this week. So that left me with I spent £115.89, I think that says, and it left me with 118.74. I didn't do any of that. I have got a bank rollover into May of £116.72 because, like I said, April's budget closes today, which is Thursday. May starts tomorrow on Friday, and I have a food shop coming tomorrow, and a few other bits. So I needed the cash in there for when in the bank for when that comes out. And then I have £1.96 in my purse. Feeling a little bit bare this week with the savings challenges. If you've watched my other videos, I've done, I would say, fairly well. Sorry, I'll just drop my monthly envelope as well. So what did I say? £1.96 should be here. 1.50, 60, 70, 80, 95. I've already added this up wrong. to £2.02. Oh no, it's because I put 6p. So my 2p's go into a pot for, it's an old horrible, it's an old Pringles pot, and it's just old and faded mummy's money pot. 6p in there. We'll take that to the arcades if we go to the beach. The weather's getting nicer, and they seem to be more and more time off school, so we'll probably do that soon, especially once I've got the car. I think that'll probably be one of the first things we do with the car. So now I should have £1.96, 1.50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 6. So this money will go into my savings binder. All the stickers are coming off already. They didn't like moving across. It will be part of my 1 penny challenge. And I do have 1.96 available. My penny challenge is from Rainbow Budgets. Sorry, pen's right at the bottom. I'm saving it to put into my emergency fund. So at the moment, if I need to change up a note for cash, I dip into my penny jar. And then I put the £5 note or the £10 note, however much I need to spend, into my emergency fund envelope. So that's £1.96 crossed off. Let's put it in the pot. And that's where all the money went. And I finished the month on 0. Woohoo! Or so this says, as spoiler alert for April. So my wins and work-ons for this week is that I paid all bills on time for this month. I am terrible at A, remembering, B, just transferring money over and going, oh, I'll replace that, and never doing it. And yeah, if it lands on a weekend, then oh hell. And we've had bank holidays and stuff this month, so I'm proud of that. And I zeroed out my budget, but I need to work on overspending because I have overspent a lot. So that's April week 5 done. This is April's monthly budget. I did photocopy and redo it because my cat had sat on it and left a mark. I did update the universal credit income. It looks higher, but that's because I pay a universal credit advance off. And in a video coming up, you will see that I include that advance in my monthly debt payoff, just because it isn't a debt, it's like a loan, but it comes out of my money before I get my money. And I just wanted to include it for my trackers because I find that really helpful and motivating, because once that's paid off my phone and my tablet, that's all done. So I kind of just want to keep track of everything, really. So I did up the universal credit to include this. I made a note for me for future reference if I go, oh, why was that so high? And it's really high because they gave me a back payment from the month before as well. So all my bills have gone out. There were some new ones at the bottom here that I hadn't budgeted for originally, so I've included them in. Things like council tax I didn't have to pay this month because of a change in the new tax year. I now receive council tax benefit to help pay for that. So, and oh, one thing I didn't include was in week 5 of April, I got the council tax rebate. So if you're in the UK, you'll know. If you're not, council tax is a monthly payment paid. You get banded based on your property and you pay it, and it pays for like, I think it goes to like police, fire stations. It's meant to, I think road tax pays for the road, but it can go for like highway maintenance or to schools, or I don't know. It's like the small government for your area, the local authority pays out like lights in the street. I've probably not explained this very well, but because of the cost of living crisis in the UK, well, I think it's across the world, but the UK government decided to give everyone £150 council tax rebate because to help with energy prices. Now, I received that in week 5 of April, but I haven't included it in my other income because I just felt like I'd saved a lot. I'd changed my budget for May and I'd bought some envelopes out of my spending money, but I wanted to kind of get everything set up and sorted. I wanted to get another Budget Mum book ready for next year because she's not selling any next year, and once they're sold out, they're sold out. And then my daughter wanted some bits, so I spent some on her as well. We like divvied it up. Third went to the Budget Mum, third went for me, and the third went to her. Because my electrical key meter, I currently have a nice healthy overflow, what's it, like a safety thing. Like I've built up some extra credit on that, and my gas, they actually didn't want to put my gas bill up because it wasn't like, because I'd made an extra payment to them to kind of like catch up beforehand. They were like, oh, you don't need to, but I've upped the direct debit myself, so I just thought, you know, I've already done it before they've given me the money, so I've just taken it. And I could have put it into sinking funds or savings, but I've done, where I've had the extra money this month, I've done quite a bit on that. So we just treated ourselves. So yeah, so all my bills were pretty standard. I did start off because I wasn't sure how much they would be in pence. I've always rolled it up, but then the pennies would just kind of go to another expense, and it just all was a bit weird. So I've now put in the exact amounts, and so I know what they'll be. Gas was still lower, but I've changed the direct debit now. I've given them another meter reading. They've done me a new bill. So I've upped it because they were happy to keep it at 40. I'm really lucky in that sense because they did predict me 80, but I've given them a few regular meter readings, and they was just like, oh, but I reckon if I'd left it at 40, I might have ended up in debt by the end of the year. We shall see. And then my daughter's had loads of extra pocket money. She tells me off, but I don't care. So it was nice to have the extra income to be able to do that, because I don't know if I said my income was over £4,000 this month. That's like incredible. When I was working a few months ago, I was earning £1,050 a month from my wages, and then I'd get like tax credits, which was about £400 a month. And I wasn't receiving any help with my rent because I didn't realise that I was entitled to any. This is before universal credit and that. So like we were really skimping, and now this just seems like an insane number. It's not going to be that every month. It's going to be half that next month. But yeah, so yeah, it was nice to be able to put extra money, give her extra money to spend, even if she told me off lots, because she's much more of a saver than me. And I said to her, well, I'll give it to you, and if you want to save it, you do that. So considering I had a lot more than I budgeted for, I only went over by £24.95 on food. So I feel like that was like not too bad at all, because I could have gone crazy with that and eaten really nice steaks or something. Household went a little bit over by £15. Cats, I spent a little bit extra. There was a deal on their food, so I got 2 lots of it. So it would have been under budget, but I doubled up. So 5 or over. Travel was under budget, but I have rolled some of this into fuel as well. Electric, I went over. It was a 5-week month. So I was like umming and ahhing, should I do 80 or 100? And then when I had the extra money come in, I was like, I'm going to go to 100. But then due to top up limitations, I could only top up so much. And then I topped up and I looked at my meter and was like, wow, I don't really want to keep topping up, because I would like my meter change from a key meter to a pay as you go as a direct debit meter where you pay monthly by bank card. So I don't want there to be like loads of credit on there and they lose it or something. Spending way over budget. It was a really high income month. Money can be quite triggering for me with bipolar and impulsive spending, so I've tried to really keep it under control, but it is something that I want to keep an eye on, because £264 and I budgeted 40. Okay, so this month I could afford to do that, but I don't want that to be the case. Other months and other areas suffer. But fun, we went over budget there as well. Eating out massively over budget, £30. And I spent £153. That's another area. So spending and eating out are going to be a focus areas. Payday spending, £174.43. It was a new one. It was one so that when I got paid, I could just buy something. You know, I bought bits for the house, my daughter, Budget Mum book, bits on Etsy, bits for the cats. You know, I just can go to whatever. It's like an unbudgeted spend, but you've budgeted for it, in a sense. And I have ordered a savings challenge that I'm going to use to take out of this, so I'm going to budget for it in each month, because it came in 2 weeks into the budget. So it's got a budget of 0, but actually I did start budgeting for it. But yeah, I'm going to take money off it for savings and then spend the rest, I think, is the plan. Yeah, I basically did a massive Etsy haul. Envelopes and some challenges and just a few bits, and then I'm going to try and avoid it for the rest of May. Budget with Kerry, miss budgets. They're doing like an Etsy no spend month or Etsy ban for May, and I think I'm going to join them because there's so many lovely things on there. Like I love it, and I feel like because it's budgeting related, I kind of say to myself, oh, okay, I'll get that, you know, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I may want it, but I've got quite a lot of savings challenges and that, and I see them and I just love them all, and I'll put them in my basket, and then like it'll just, that's where a lot of the spending and payday spends is. If it's not on my daughter, and I did spend some on home as well, but it's going on budgeting, and it's kind of not the idea. And I always feel bad, like some people do things for like £2, £2.50, £3, and I feel really bad just ordering one, because I know the postage is probably nearly that anyway. So I'm gonna just have a couple of weeks, have a break, and then like see what's out there, and just kind of do a calm standard budget next month. That's what I'm really looking forward to. So I was going to spend £4.50. That was my budget for the month. I think I'm just looking in my phone and my camera's not focusing very well, so I really apologise if it's been that way the whole video. I hope not. But I doubled my spending in my cash envelopes. Like I said, my budget increased. It doubled to what I predicted, so it would make sense that the spending would go up. But I've highlighted 2 areas of focus for me next month: spending and eating out. That I want to kind of, eating out, I just need to work out a way to not spend so much on that. But spending, I'd kind of like to see what I'm spending it on. Like I said the other day, I got me and my daughter a meal deal each while we were out, so that was like £6. Should that have come out of fun or eating out, or our cash envelopes that we have for us to spend on whatever we want? I just want to see like those little tweaks. Am I understuffing somewhere and it's coming out of spending and it looks like I'm over budget, but actually I'm not budgeting for it in the right place? Sinking funds got a really healthy dose this month. I thought I was going to stuff 425. I stuffed, let's see, you can see what I've changed it because I've gone wrong. £1,015. Rollover gets a standard 300 every month because it's for the beginning of next month's budget. So that was where I put into my budget £135 this week. That came out of the rollover envelope. Birthday's got a really nice healthy £210. My daughter's birthday is in June, so it's coming up, so I wanted money in there for her. Christmas got a lovely healthy £90. And then everything at vet's got a nice good 150. I have 3 cats. One of them's older, as I said at the beginning of this video, knocked coffee flying, panicked, took the camera stand out. He is probably still sat in the litter tray hiding because he's freaked out. That's his safe space. Yeah, so it is important to start building towards that, and the emergency fund, the vet's an emergency fund. And then everything else just got a little bit. Our cash envelopes, so me and Offspring, or soon to be apple of my eye. We was going to get a £5 each. We had £95 each. We both spent that full £95. It is just, it's in the sinking fund area, but it's not, it's more of a cash envelope. So it's moving over. We can save it or we can spend it. It's there for us to do what we want with. The exciting bit of this month. So I started, after sinking funds, I'm left with £1,303 and extra debt. I never thought this would happen. I paid off all my rent arrears of £900. I paid off my daughter's phone of £111. I obviously I've got my universal credit advance in here of £34.73 because I've added that into the budget for the debt tracking sheets by the budget mum. Otherwise it throws off the percentages and the numbers. My phone. So the phone and the tablet and the universal credit advance, you can't make extra monthly payments. So basically my phone is a savings envelope until I get to the amount that is needed to pay it off. So my mobile bill, I pay it off monthly, £13 a month, and then I managed to put £25 into an envelope to save towards paying it off. So hopefully we'll meet each other halfway. After that massive £1,070.73 debt payment this month, I was left with £233.17. This is where things go a bit tricky. So I had £116.74 in the bank that I'm rolling into May. So I've chucked it in savings. It's not a saving. I just needed to chuck it somewhere and it didn't make sense to put it up here. Maybe it would, but at the time I spent all morning going through everything because it's just left me a bit flustered. So if I seem really like bash it out, that might be why, and I'm really sorry. Just like, I want it done now. I want April closed. I put £20.72 into the 1p savings challenge, which is towards my emergency fund. So that's really great. And I also put 60 quid into my emergency fund. So that's like fantastic to know that £80.72 has gone towards emergency fund, even if it is all in coppers. And then I put 16p into my 2p pot for the arcades. Again, it's not a saving, but it's like, I guess it is a saving. My savings go to the arcades. And then savings challenge, I put £20 into my Mandala savings challenge by Simple Budgets. So I was hoping that that would then leave me at 0, but I have a £15.55 somewhere. I went through and re-added. I'd added eating out wrong originally, and I'd added household originally wrong, and I used the friction, I have one here, rub out pens, and so luckily I could rub it out and rewrite it. And I said about sinking funds, I added them wrong. I checked bills, I don't know. And I've gone through and skimmed my spending expense sheets in my budget mom tracker. I try and write everything down. So at the beginning of the month, I would write it down much later on. But now when I come home, I write straight away in my book. Once I've unpacked the shopping, I get all my receipts and I write it all down. I know I did drop money one day when I was out. I did not drop £15 though in change. It was a couple of pound coins probably. Or 20p's. It was some change in my pocket. So I honestly don't know. But it's been a bit of a complicated month for me to get my head around. It's not been simple. I've had money coming in that wouldn't normally come in at different times, dribs and drabs, and then other money going out. It's been quite an expensive month, but the money's been there. So yeah, it's been a bit of a headache month, but I've been really glad to share it with you. And it's also been a really good month from the point of view of sinking funds and debt. Like really, really good. And I paid all my bills on time. So yeah, that was April. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope the camera hasn't shaken too much and it's not blurry. So I hope it hasn't been too bad. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I'm having like a... Anyone else have days where you just feel a bit flustered and then maybe money wasn't the thing to do today, but I wanted it closed because tomorrow is the first day of my May budget and I'm really excited. I feel like this month has been an eye-opener in terms of spending and tracking and things like that. So yeah, bit of an all over the place month, completely unexpected. If you go back to, like, I think my first video, I did a very basic budget and I was minus. So I'm like really grateful for this, but I like things simple and straightforward. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So I am going to do another video now of my April, the Budget Mum book has like debt tracking sheets and where did my money go sheets. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll do a separate video to set up May with cash stuffing for May. So yeah, I know I normally include that with my check-ins for the week, but just keep it simple, otherwise that video will be like 2 hours long and no one wants to watch that. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope everyone is okay. I hope everyone is having a good day and a good week. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks guys. Bye.